my name is Mary, and now that you've had a chance to learn about compasses, how they work, what do we do with them, and get a little practice on using those yourself, we're going to take a chance to think about another tool that people have been using for a long time to figure out where they are, where they need to go, and how to get there, and that is a map. In order to use a map, you need to have a map. So let's start out by making our own maps. Here are a couple tips. First, choose a good location. Anywhere will really do. I would recommend that you can see all the places you'd like to include on your map. Now, start drawing your map. Include landmarks, which are things or places that are easy to recognize and other people will notice as well. And you can draw them onto your map using symbols, pictures, colors, lines, anything that will remind someone of what your landmark is. As you add those, make sure to include what each symbol means in a legend or a key. And then while you're drawing them in, make sure that you draw your landmarks in the spot on the map that matches where they are in real life. So you want to create sort of a bird's eye view of what's going on. Finally, if you don't want to make your own map, just use a local trail map of a place nearby. Once your map is drawn, now we can practice using it. We'll start by learning how to orient or turn the map. When I look at my map, I'm still here, but if I look straight forward where this is, that's not where the grill and the garbage can are, right? And when I look at where this tree is, that does not match real life. So we need to do what's called orienting our map. And the easiest way to do that is just to look and turn your map so that it matches real life. I'm here, the grill and the garbage can are over that way, just like they are in the map. I've turned my map to match real life. Now that you've practiced orienting your map and turning it to match real life, you might have noticed that one, your map isn't always going to look right side up for you. Depending on which way you are, if your map is matching real life, it might look upside down to you. That's just fine. Next, we're going to add in our compass. So using some of the things that you already learned with Chad and Sarah and practiced, we're going to combine that with the map to do two things. One, we're going to add a north arrow so that we know, just by looking at our map, which way is north. That also can help somebody orient the map later on. Then second, we're going to learn how we can take a bearing and find the degrees or the direction that we would need to dial into our compass to get from one place on the map to the next place on the map in real life. So to find our north on our map, I already turned this map and oriented so that it's matching real life. It's really important to keep it matching real life and not turn it around while you're adding the north arrow. The next thing I'm going to do is just set my compass down and look right at that north magnetic needle. So I'm looking at the middle part that can spin, the magnetic needle, if you remember from Chad and Sarah's instructions. Now I can see it's not pointing straight up to the top of my map, but it's kind of pointing a little bit this direction. So I'm going to add down here an N for north, and then I'm going to draw an arrow, and you can put this wherever you'd like on your map, down in the corner, I think is kind of nice. I'm going to add an arrow that's parallel or matching that direction, and maybe to double check, I'll just add that down there and I can see right through my compass down to check that out. Now that we have the north arrow on our map, we can use our compass in another way. So I'm going to put, let's say I want to find out how to get from this picnic table to this grill. I'm going to use the edge of the base plate of my ruler, of my compass like a ruler. And I'm just going to lay it straight across. You'll also notice this is the same direction as Fred, your direction of travel arrow, which is the one you would follow if you were going to actually go there. Now, my shed is pointing any which way, but I want to take my shed and turn it so it's parallel to this north arrow. Now, since I haven't moved my map and I happen to know that that magnetic needle is also matching, I can turn it so that I have red in the shed. And now I can mark that there so I remember and can see right there that that angle was, or that bearing was 300, 310, 312, 313 degrees to get from that picnic table to the grill. Now, if you wanted, you could go to that spot, dial that in to 312 or 313, or just leave it where it is. Plug it in, turn your body until red is in the shed, and follow Fred straight to the grill. If you are using a device like a phone or an iPad, you can take a bearing just very similarly to how we would do it with a regular compass. So I've gone ahead already, and here's our north arrow. This is showing real life, and I've matched it up with the north arrow on our map. So I've turned my map so that this arrow is pointing north to match here. Now I can use my device compass to find a bearing. All I have to do, lay that down. I can use the edge like a ruler or a straight line to go from this tree to the bush, and depending on exactly how accurate I am, I can see that to get from that tree to this bush, I would take a bearing of 17 degrees north. It is time for the game. For the game, all you need is a buddy and something to hide. I'm going to use my little red-tailed hawk here and a map. Okay, I am off to hide my red-tailed hawk. I'm going to go, I think, past this trash can. Just kind of tuck him down here in the woods. Then I'm going to mark it on the map, and I'm going to hand this off to my buddy.